We're here in Seattle, interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Miami Marlins taking on the Seattle Mariners. We get a chance to watch one of the hottest bats in the game. He's been huge for his team, Singy.
Yeah, just impressive contact and seems to find every gap available, Boog. I can't wait to see him in action in this one. Practically unstoppable as of late.
And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. All right, first pitch coming up. And on the mound in this one, George Kirby.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase.
Wow, no fair right there. I mean, that slider didn't move to the very last moment. Incredibly difficult to pick that up. Just kind of have to tip your cap on that pitch.
Hit on the ground softly to short. Crawford to first, and an easy out to start the game. And time now for the Marlins lineup. One guy swinging a hot bat recently, Agustin Ramirez.
And Boog, he's a fun at bat to watch. I mean, definitely a threat whenever he's got that bat in his hands. But for me, it's all about the mechanics. They're so sound. And when he gets his foot down on time and starts his swing, so much consistency, that bat stays in the zone for a long time, and he squares up the baseball a lot.
And right back to the mound. Throws to first.
Yep,
2 quick outs at the top of the first here tonight.
Off-speed pitch, and it looked like he just continued his momentum towards home plate after releasing that. Perfect position to make a play and help himself out.
Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2.
Clearly, he was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
A dive. Nice stop. And they get the out.
Proof right there of why he's a Gold Glover. Flash that leather around and make everybody excited. Nice job to end the inning.
Back here with my pal Singy. Our starter in this one, Sandy Alcantara. What should we keep an eye on here?
He really relies on working down in the zone with that heavy sinker he's got. You know, it's not as popular to throw that pitch today as it used to be because guys are looking to hit balls down in the zone, get them up in the air. It's very important for him when facing same-side hitters to be able to get it in, especially early in the count, and to opposite guys be able to throw it at that front hip and run it over the inside corner.
Got him looking. That's a strikeout. Here's Donovan Solano. 1 down, base is empty. In the air, right field, Sanchez. Sizing this one up. He's got it, and there's 2 away. And now we check out the Mariners lineup. One guy leading the way offensively for this club right now, Cal Raleigh.
Well, his teammates keep feeding him, and he keeps on eating. Top 5 in the American League in RBIs, and he's become a go-to guy you want to see at the plate. If you root for this team, he's the guy you want up there with runners on base right now.
And that one fouled off. Two down, nobody on. Ground ball up the middle, and a base hit right there.
Boog, I don't think that pitch would have been called a strike, but he did such a nice job of pulling his hands tight to the body and just getting enough of the barrel on it to be hard enough back up the middle for a knock.
Cal Raleigh now at the plate. Runner on the move. Strike in there. And safe. It's a stolen base. Singy, he definitely showed off the wheels there.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a bang-bang play. StatCast gives us the data, and that stolen base wasn't possible without that sprint speed.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. That is the inning. Mariners leave one. Scoreless after one. Back in Seattle, second inning set to go. Now the third baseman, Connor Norby. Hit hard on the ground to short. Fires across the diamond. One out in the second. And now the right fielder, Jesus Sanchez. No score here in the second.
Whoa. 2-2.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
That one laced to center and a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good.
Now at the plate, Graham Pauley. The other way. And foul ball.
Well, he gave up on that pitch early, and it ended up staying in the zone. I'm sure he's kicking himself and would like that pitch again.
On the ground to third. Over to Polanco. They get one. And that's two. One hit in the inning, but nothing more than that. Now to the bottom of the second. We're tied. 0-0. We head to the bottom of the second, and here's the first baseman, Luke Raley. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game.
Boog, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
Now it's Randy Arozarena. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. That's a good sound coming off the bat, man. And as he connected out front and lifted into the outfield, that's one of those swings where you just don't even feel the ball hit the barrel. That's a pure stroke.
Austin Shenton up next for the Mariners. Arozarena on the move. Pitch outside. Throw to second. Tag. And they got him.
Usually when you see a team try to steal a base in the early innings, it tells you they want to be aggressive on offense. Try to force the defense to make plays and slow them down. That's exactly what they did right there. So we'll see if that caught stealing changes the offensive approach moving forward.
Cut on and miss. Struck him out. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Mariners go down quietly there. We'll move to the third with no score. Back here at the ballpark, coming off a series where they were red hot at the plate, and a look at the numbers. Next offering is fouled back. Here comes a pitch. That's out to center field. Tracks it down for the out. And there's one down.
Nothing instills more confidence in a team than a center fielder who makes a great play like that on the run. They can feed off the energy he brings just from his playmaking abilities.
Top of the third, no score. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Not in time. He legs it out.
Tough play up the middle, and everything needed to be right there. Field that, get a strong throw off to first base, and I think the speed going up the line had something to do with it as well.
So digging in, Derek Hill. Hit in the air, center field. Rodriguez heads towards it. He's got it. 2 away.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Back to the top of the lineup, and up next for Miami, Otto Lopez. 2 outs. Base hit, left center field. Lead runner to second with 2 gone.
Off the bat, it was headed for the gap all the way, and as a hitter, you love seeing those as you take your first couple of steps out of the box. You know you've got some real estate to run on, and such a good feeling. Nice liner into the gap right there.
So now the DH spot, Griffin Conine. On the ground. They take the force out. That ends the frame. A couple of hits in the inning, but they can't get him home. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. No score. Set for the bottom of the third. The batter now, Jorge Polanco. And it is 2-1. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. And it one-hops the wall. Safe at second with a leadoff double.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Here's the veteran shortstop, J.P. Crawford. That's in there. It's 2-2. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here in the last half of the third. That one missed. Got him. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away.
This guy will throw any pitch in any count. 3-2. He goes off speed, gets the out.
So the batting order turns over. Here's Victor Robles. Swing and a ground ball out to short. To first, and he beats it. Everyone's safe.
That's a really tough play no matter who you are, but I think he has a chance to get him at first if he's just able to get that throw off a little quicker. It looked like he took one extra step to set himself and get a grip on the ball.
So up next, Donovan Solano. Fouls one away, and now 3-2.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
And that'll load the bases.
Well, the stage has been set for this offense, Boog. It's all about creating opportunities, and this is one of them right here.
So bases loaded with one away. And now it's Julio Rodriguez.
I know we're still early in the stages of this game, but this at-bat has the potential of being a difference maker. You've got to stay calm in the box. That was the pitch to hit, four-seam fastball instead of that sinker ball that makes you hit it on the ground. He missed a good one.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. Polanco, the runner at third. Robles over at second. Solano at first. One gone. Base hit. One run in already. The throw home. But it's offline. He will score. It's 2-zip.
These guys today are so great with handling velocity. They're seeing high speeds day after day, and a nice job of turning that one around.
First and second, one out. And up next for Seattle, Cal Raleigh. The 1-1 is fouled off. Got him. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill.
Well, Boog, it becomes pretty difficult as a teammate when a guy's struggling like this. You don't know if you want to go up and tell him to keep swinging it or if you want to give him his space, what exactly he needs. But right now, it's clearly a struggle for him, and you're just hoping that somehow, some way it'll click, and he can get out of this as quickly as possible.
Next is the speedy first baseman, Luke Raley. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. On the ground, right side. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. But 2 runs for him, and they jump ahead. On to inning number 4. It's the Mariners 2 and the Marlins nothing. As we go to the top of the 4th. And now for the Marlins, Jonah Bride. And there's a base hit. So a man on base to start the inning. Here's the third baseman, Connor Norby. Grounded to third, could be 2. Solano to second. Plenty of time at first. That's a double play.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Jesus Sanchez will hit next. That one the other way. This one could be trouble. Around first, heading for 2. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
Wasting no time. He's 2 for 2 now on the night, and just a triple and home run away from the cycle.
Seriously, we're starting with this already. Graham Pauley, the next up for the Marlins. Hard hit, left field, base hit. And they hold him at third. 90 feet away with 2 out.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Pitch was away, and he did exactly what you're supposed to do with it. Drive it the other way. Just go with the pitch.
So 2 outs with runners on the corners. And at the plate for Miami, Agustin Ramirez. Here's a high chopper. Polanco. Over to first. And he has thrown 4 shutout innings. Marlins strand a pair, and they're down 2-0. And we're back. Here's the left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Alcantara winds and deals. Line drive, caught.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
And next is the designated hitter, Austin Shenton.
Here's something cool, Boog. When they finished building T-Mobile Park back in 1999, they actually opened it up in the middle of the season. I remember as a rookie with the Chicago White Sox, we opened the season at the Kingdome, and then when we came back later in the year, we were playing at T-Mobile Park. It's a beautiful place, great scenery from center field, and I always enjoyed playing here.
And a strike
Three
in
balls,
there.
2 strikes.
And it's a strikeout for the Sandman, his second of the game.
Clearly looking out over the plate on that outer third, and that pitch finished right down the middle, just a little bit in, and he couldn't pull the trigger.
2 down, bases empty. And now it's the switch hitting second baseman, Jorge Polanco. 2 outs, bases empty. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Good job to fight that one off.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Tipped into the mid, strike 3. Nothing doing for the offense that time. We played 4. It's the Mariners 2 and the Marlins nothing. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. Out to short. Sends it across to first. And the leadoff man set down in their half of the 5th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Derek Hill, the next up for the Marlins. Now this is in the air down the line. Robles hauls it in for the out. 2 up, 2 down.
Oh, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or 2 is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. Base hit.
Well, he's been working out of the stretch just about the entire game, Boog. A lot of base runners on against him, and he's just done a really nice job of scattering the hits, not giving up any runs. But at some point, your luck usually runs out.
And here is Griffin Conant. And base hit. And now first and second with 2 outs.
Back-to-back base hits. I could watch base hits like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field.
First and second, 2 outs. Jonah Bride digs in now. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Slider got him for strike 3. He continues to roll on the mound as 5 shutout innings are in the books. It's the Mariners 2 and the Marlins nothing. Back at T-Mobile Park, John Shelby with my buddy Chris Singleton, and set to get us started. Bottom 5, J.P. Crawford. Swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Definitely made him chase a little bit out of the zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook pitching. Get ahead in the count, get the guy in the box on his heels, and then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
And there's a strike on the outside corner. 1 out, bases empty. And foul ball. Make it 4 strikeouts in a row. Just cruising along.
Wow, just great bite to that slider. Broke hard out of the zone, and he just couldn't hold up the swing. You know, as a hitter, that pitch is really hard to take, and there's just not much you can do with it. You know that, but you don't want to get rung up by the umpire.
That's in there. And the count 1-2. Another one. That's 5 straight strikeouts. So they go quietly there. We're through 5. It's the Mariners 2 and the Marlins nothing. And welcome back to the ballpark. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. And the batter now, Connor Norby. In the air to left center. Rosarena falls it in for the out. 1 down.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Outside, and it's 2-1.
Definitely a frustrating day for the offense, but when they look at it, this guy's had his best stuff. He's painting the corners, working on the edges, and changing speeds. Just a difficult one. You tip your cap.
In the air, center field, Rodriguez snags it for the second out. Graham Pauley, the next to hit. The M's holding on to a 2-run lead, and we're the top half of the 6th. Up the middle, Polanco jumps, throws, safe at first as they can't make the play.
Looked to me like he got on the side of the ball a little too much right there. Maybe a little too casual as well with the throwing motion. And when you don't stay on top of the ball and really get out front and finish with a good release point, it's very easy to lose control of it to either side.
2 outs, runner at first. And up next for Miami, Agustin Ramirez. Hit hard on the ground and up the middle, base hit. Runner puts on the brakes at second, so it's first and second with 2 out.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
And now Dane Myers. Now a rip into left center. Rosarena makes a nice running catch. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. It's the Mariners 2 and the Marlins nothing. Bottom of the 6th. And now for Seattle, Julio Rodriguez.
Well, just about to hit that century mark. 100 pitches for this game.
2 strike.
Strike 3, and now 6 strikeouts in a row.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you.
Ronnie Enriquez on to pitch out of the pen here.
They know that he can get a right-hander out, but he's in position to face a couple of lefties this inning.
That clips the zone, and it's 1-2. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. That's inside.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's the second out.
Bogey just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Fouls it off, still 1-2. Strike 3. Got him looking on the changeup. Nobody left for Seattle. They're up 2-0. We go to the top of the 7th, and now for the Marlins, Derek Hill.
What makes him special is a lot of pitchers lose movement in their stuff the deeper they go into a game, but he's just different. We see plenty of breaking his pitches even when he's running a little low in the tank.
Calls it in, and there's one away.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Otto Lopez, the next up for the Marlins. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field, and that'll fall for a base hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, he's been working out of the stretch just about the entire game, Boog. A lot of base runners on against him, and he's just done a really nice job of scattering the hits, not giving up any runs. But at some point, your luck usually runs out.
Griffin Conine, the next up for the Marlins. The tying run at the plate. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with 1 gone.
Well, that was an important at bat in this game, so a great job there stepping up to the challenge. When you can turn a ball around at 107 off the bat, it's going to make you feel really good inside. If he elevates that a little bit more, it's definitely out of here. Really important at bat coming up now.
And here comes the Mariners manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. George Kirby departs. 2-run ball game as he heads for the dugout, and we'll be back with a new pitcher. Gabe Spire on to pitch here.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Two on, 1 out. And now the first baseman, Jonah Bride. Hit on the ground, might be 2. Glove flip for 1, and that's quick work out of the pen. 1 batter, 2 outs, inning over.
Well, the second baseman made that one look easy. Great feed to the shortstop. Shortstop completes the play. They get out of a jam, and they end the inning.
Welcome back. Taking a look at our game summary. The 2-1. And there's a breaking ball that drops in there.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Looks like he's picked up right where he left off. Austin Shenton getting ready to hit. That one pushed foul, out of play off to the left.
All sliders so far in this at bat to get ahead in the count, and clearly shows there was a game plan in mind for how to attack him in the box.
And down on strikes he goes. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today.
Oh, tough night at the dish. Punching out for the 3rd time right there. He just hasn't looked very comfortable at the plate. A little unsure of his timing right now. Not picking up the spin and location of these pitches.
Fly ball down the line. This has got a chance, and it is foul. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. And he strikes out the side for the 2nd time today. And 1, 2, 3 go the Mariners. But they hold the 2-0 lead. We go to the 8th. Here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Connor Norby. You talk about the power and the speed together.
Well, we knew he was going to be a stud just coming up, making his way through the minor leagues, and quickly at this level, an impact player.
Activity in the bullpen. Andres Munoz, the closer, is getting loose. Brash getting loose as well.
Belly just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
Hard hit left side. Tosses across to first. First out in the top of the 8th.
Those plays can be tricky. They're routine, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be smooth. He delivered a good play right there.
Jesus Sanchez now at the plate. Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen. Now a pop-up on the infield. Polanco hauls it in, and there's 2 away. 2 outs, base is empty. Graham Pauley, the next up for the Marlins. Hit in the air out to center field. Rodriguez pulls it in on the run. No runs, no hits, no errors. Home half of inning number 8 straight ahead. It's the Mariners 2 and the Marlins nothing. Back at the ballpark as we take a check of the bullpen so far this season. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Right side. Sends it to first. One gone to the bottom of the 8th.
Number 10, Victor Robles.
And now it's Victor Robles up to hit. This is a guy you got to keep an eye on when he digs in. Definitely been known to drop a drag bunt from time to time, and he's pretty good at it, Chris.
Yeah, and he creates a sense of urgency for the defense because of the speed, because of the ability to put down that bunt.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Donovan Solano up next for the Mariners. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 3-1, and he couldn't come up with it.
Second walk of the game for him, and he's been really patient at the plate. A game plan that he's sticking to. He's just not going outside of what he's looking for up there.
So a man aboard, and now the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Ripped to right. Squeezes it. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. 1 left for Seattle as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. We're back, and on the mound is the closer, Andres Munoz. He pitched yesterday, and we'll see him once again. Now it's the Marlins catcher, Agustin Ramirez. On the ground, right side, Polanco tosses to first. 1 up, 1 down.
That play won't be trending on social media later on, but it's still important to execute it to perfection. This game is a lot harder than it looks, partner.
He's 2 outs away. And now here is Dane Myers. Hit softly on the ground left side. And a couple of quick outs
Deceptive slider right there. Stayed in the tunnel a long time. Got that hitter out front. Rolled over it. Put it on the ground.
Marlins down to their final out. Here's the center fielder, Derek Hill. Two down, nobody on. Got him to chase one upstairs there.
Well, so many hard-throwing relievers in the game these days. You would think that hitters have made the adjustment, but I don't know if you ever get used to it. Just pumping gas out of the bullpen.
Swing and a ball line to center. He's got it. Ball game. And the Mariners take the series opener here at home.
Well, they win the opener at home. First game of the 3-game series, and there's just such a good feeling when you're in your own ballpark. You're sleeping in your own bed. You're eating your clubhouse manager's food. Everything's right in your world, and they played like it today.
2-0 your final here in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.